All right, and we are back.
So we're moving on to round 3. This round is going to be Jay Blanks again versus Dane Looman. Both of them good players. So let's go down. And I think they might have started without us.
And knowing them, probably. All right, looks like they have a... All right, let's see.
So it looks like we have Jay Blanks on the right with Dane Looman on the left. Dane looks to be playing some sort of Gardevoir deck. Uses the Fairy Garden to retreat the active Hoopa, because you never want to start Hoopa. That is not fun. Dane discards 2 energies with his Ultra Ball. So he's definitely playing Gardevoir. It looks like he might be playing the Brilliant Arrow Gardevoir with a combination, maybe Xerneas Break. He goes for the full art Tapu Lele. So nice. And he grabs a Lily.
Tapu Lily.
Tapu Lily. So Tapu Lele is really good. It's a new card that was introduced in Guardians Rising. And basically what it does is that when you play it from your hand, you can search your deck for any supporter. So
just like the Jirachi EX of old.
Yep.
However, with the new Tapu Lele, it's got, what is it, X-Ball, essentially?
Yep. So it does 20 damage for the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. While it doesn't have weakness or resistance, it's still a very good attack. And also, its GX move is for 1 Psychic. You heal 2 Pokemon on your bench for full health. But the really good thing is that it doesn't have any weakness. And
that's a nice touch.
And with the 1 retreat cost, it's it's not like Hoopa that gets stuck in the active very easily. It's really easy to move around. And with 170 HP, it's actually it's a little bit more tankier than Jirachi was.
Oh yeah, almost double.
So Dane went for a Max Elixir attached to the Gardevoir, and looks like that's just about all he's going to be doing this turn. So I believe Dane's going for the variation of Gardevoir deck where it uses he's using Brilliant Arrow for 3 energies. I believe it's might be Fairy Double Colorless.
And there seems to be a little bit of a glare right there.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yep, so for Fairy Double Colorless, the attack does 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to all your Pokemon. So it's you spread your energy out as much as possible and you hit huge numbers. It's got the Spirit Link on the Gardevoir. Now, it looks like for Jay's turn, all he did was Delinquent. Discarding the Fairy Garden and making Dane discard 3 cards. So Dane Mega Evolved into the Brilliant Arrow Gardevoir, and he attached to the Xerneas. Now the Xerneas has an attack for 1 Fairy Energy. It's Geomancy. You search your deck for 2 energies and attach it to 2 Pokemon. Pretty
Not too
simple.
shabby.
Yeah, it's really good early game to get your energies out of your deck and onto your Pokemon. And in this scenario, it allows them to build energies very quickly. And it doesn't require them being in the discard like Yveltal is. So, you don't have to discard stuff. You just get it straight from your deck. Thins out your deck. It's a very good card. And I believe looks like Jay's just going with this Flare Grunt to discard the energy. Now I believe the Xerneas has a break. Well, it does have a break. I believe it's this similar attack to Brilliant Arrow, where I think it's 3 energies, and I think it might be the same where it's 30 times the number of.
I think it's something similar to that.
Yeah,
I'm not too familiar with it. We might be able to see it. Yeah, he's definitely running one, so we might see it here shortly. Yeah, I know he's definitely thinking about it.
So if he grabs it, it looks like it's 2 or 3. But, it works well with the Brilliant Arrow deck because you're building energy no matter what. Because you have to have Brilliant Arrow be into effect. Might as well at the same time, have an alternate attacker that's only 1 prize. Let's see. Oops.
And Dane loves his full arts.
Oh, yeah.
Hands.
Yeah, Roanoke, he pimped his deck out. He got some nice cards, and they do look very nice. But yep, so it's Light Stream for 2 Fairy Energy. The attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all your Pokemon. So it's not as good as Brilliant Arrow because it's only 20 times, but it only requires 2 energies, and it's a 1 prize attacker. You have 5 energies attached throughout your, you have 2 on your active and 3 on your bench. You're already doing 100 damage. But as of right now, he has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energies on the bench. If he gets 1 more energy attached to that Xerneas, he will be doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He'll be doing 180 damage. And Jay went for the Team Rocket handiwork, just trying to discard cards, but he hit double tail, so didn't discard anything. Goes for the Magical Ribbon.
Oh, while we're thinking about it, Jay wanted us to explain that he did not actually go for the punt at the end of the last match. He apparently both of them felt that was the only play he could make in order to avoid being just hammered away by Brian.
Yeah, with the hand that he had, he chose to sacrifice his EV. Now, he did try to attach a second energy per turn, and he knew that was a mistake. But definitely, after thinking about it some more, the play to sacrifice your EV so you could keep your Sylveon was a good play.
It's about the only move he could make in that situation, so...
And unfortunately, it didn't yield him good results anyways, but, that's just how it works out. Looks like he's going for a Magical Ribbon. It's just like the same strategy from last game. You discard energy, and that's just about it. You control your opponent. Now, in this matchup, he might run into issues. Because he only runs 2 Crushing Hammers, which means that for stuff that's on the bench, he can't touch the energies. He can use Flare Grunts to discard the active Pokemon, but it's only 1 per turn, because Dane probably doesn't run any double colorless. He might not. But he...
Now
Alright, so looks like Dane was able to get the knockout. He retreated his Xerneas Break into the Mega Gardevoir and Brilliant Arrow for a ridiculous amount of damage. And so you get the very quick game.
Much quicker than last time.
Yes, much quicker than last time.
It only took about 12 minutes to get through that. I think we might be able to see this round come to a nice end.
Yeah, we'll probably see an actual... We probably won't see a tie unless Jay's really able to slow Dane down. The problem is Dane's deck's incredibly fast. He runs both Max Elixirs and Mega Turbos. So he can recover energies and quickly search through his deck. With the Fairy Gardens, he's allowed to free retreat, which means he's not discarding energies for retreating. This is a very good deck to deal with Sylveon. There's not much Jay can do to really stop this. I'm trying to think what Jay's strategy should be to deal with this deck. It should definitely be to, you want to maybe focus on that Hoopa.
Yeah, try and slow him down from the get-go.
You want to make sure that Hoopa stays in the active, which means not only, discarding the energies attached to it, but making sure that that Fairy Garden doesn't stick. Because for Dane, that's free retreat. And that means all he has to do is attach 1 energy to that Hoopa, and it's free.
Although, looking at his hand, he might not even need to play a Hoopa.
Yeah.
Looked like 3 Gardevoirs. Oh.
Ooh, and he starts the Hoopa.
Oh, that might be the Mega I was seeing.
Yep, those look like
okay.
2 Megas, a Xerneas Break, a Wally, and a Max Elixir.
I stand corrected.
If he had... Let's see what his... So Oh, that's a rough start for Dane.
But a fantastic start for Jordan down there.
Yeah. There is nothing Dane can do. He has to top deck everything. Yep, Jay's able to get the energy out, and he's searching for that Sylveon. In all honesty, Dane might lose this. Because right now, he has no... Looks like we got double tails on the handiwork again. That is 2 times in a row for Jay. That is not a good thing for him. Jay does grab the Silent Lab, which turns off any of Dane's Hoopas, Lele's.
And that he just drew.
That he just topped
Oh, man. If he knew.
So, I think Dane doesn't have any stadiums in play or anything like that.
It's a very tough predicament for him.
Because even as it is right now, he can put down that Lele to, have something on the bench, and then he can max Elixir, but that's it. So he just chooses to hold.
Yeah, honestly, to see if he gets the double colorless, that was the smart move. Because he doesn't want to just waste a Lele if he did not have the
So Jay's
to play.
Using red card to once again brings Dane's hand size down to 4, but he has the delinquent in hand.
Oh, okay.
So Dane's going to draw his 4 cards.
Okay. I was going to say this could be...
And then...
Oh, he's just going to... Oh, there's the... Yeah, I don't know if that was actually the smartest thing to do.
So, for Jordan, I guess he wanted to keep the stadium in case he gets a Lele or something like that.
Oh, I'm just talking about the red card in general. Like, you want to reduce the hand, but where he was stuck there...
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it wasn't a bad play, but I think I would have personally let it ride. Because he was only a turn from... Well, no, he did 70. He wasn't too far off. If he was still dead drawing.
70. Why did he do 70? Why did he do 70?
I don't know.
Because he does 110 with Fairy Wind. I don't think Hoopa's resistant to Fairy. It might be. I don't really know. I haven't been much in many matchups against Fairy. But... So Dane was able to get the stuff out. I believe... I don't know, maybe holding on to that red card because he knew that Dane was stuck.
Oh, there. I think he...
No?
What? I don't understand. Was there a...
Didn't Fairy drop or anything.
But yeah, alright, let's...
Okay, so Dane puts down the Fairy Garden, attaches to his Gardevoir, and retreats into the Xerneas.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have no idea.
Neither do I. I mean...
I must have missed something.
I guess so. But, so it looks like Dane's Ultra Balling. At this point, he hasn't used the supporter. He has 1 card in hand. So he's going to Lele. Searching his deck. I think you grab a Sycamore. Depends on what he has in his hand. Wasn't able to see what that last card is. How many Megas does he have in there?
Well, he started with 2, so at least 2.
I know he's discarded. So you went for the N. Okay, so yeah, you go for the N. You
Let's see, a delinquent, a puzzle.
Okay, so Dane does have the 1 Gardevoir in hand. I think he might only have 2. Because he discarded 1 earlier, and then I think that might be the last one. The other one might be priced. But he ends both of them down to 6. So Mega Turbo, another Lele, Fairy Garden, Energies. The Lele can be useful. You can get some good stuff out of it, but it looks like he's going to Ultra Ball it away. I'm guessing for a Shaman. or for the Mega Gardevoir. He has 2 cards in hand. Shane will get him 4. Or he's going... Does Xerneas break? So he's just going for another Gardevoir. Get more stuff set up. Because he doesn't really want to be putting the energy on the Hoopa or the Lele if he can help it.
And the Gardevoir, who does already have out, has 110 damage on it.
Yeah, that is...
Better to spread that around on things that aren't easy pickings with a Lysander.
The only problem with that play is just that now Dane doesn't have any draw support for next turn. He has an Energy, a Mega Turbo, and a Fairy Garden. So, okay, so he looks like he's just spreading his energy out. The Lele is definitely the better target of the 2. And Jordan, whatchamacallit, delinquents him. So now Dane has a 0-card hand.
Gotta hope for that top deck luck.
Yeah, I do not think the play was to go for that Gardevoir. Maybe holding it, maybe holding the Ultra Ball, keeping the Lele in hand just in case. Because now at this point, he's relying on top decks. Meanwhile, Jordan's able to get whatever he wants from his deck. Because none of Dane's Pokemon can attack this turn, other than the Geomancy, Xerneas. So all he can do is just add more energy. Meanwhile, Jordan can literally do whatever he wants. It looks like Dane was just able to get an energy, and then that's it. So he's just going to attach the energy and then Geomancy, putting...
And he's got 6 on his bench now. That's not...
He definitely has a lot of energy, that is for sure. If he's able to, get a Sycamore, and Sycamore into, a couple of Spirit Links and a Mega Gardevoir. Now, he has gone through, I believe, 2 Fairy Gardens, because one was bumped.
I believe so. There's definitely one in there right now.
Because he just delinquent that one. I believe it's 2.
I believe you are correct.
So Jordan just goes for the discard of the energy with the Flare Grunt, puts down an Eevee, and then drops a Silent Lab. So for Dane, that really only affects his Shaman or his Lele, depending on whatever he top decks. So he grabs a Kookie, which, it's very good for him. It's an energy and I believe a Lysander.
Yes. So we can attach. He's waiting for Jordan to finish up his magical ribbon choices.
Now, definitely in a tournament setting, you want to be careful. Like, especially, not really, I wouldn't say a tournament setting, but, everyone here is, knows each other and is friends. So it's one of those things that, in here it's okay to do your turn while Jordan's looking through his stuff. But, in a tournament setting, if you're playing while he's searching, he can easily be like, oh, well, you just attach that one, let me just switch this out. You do have to be careful with that.
Yeah. In a friendly setting, do what you will.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to make sure they finish up and pick quickly so that you can get on with your turn, and so they can't make their decisions based on the plays you make in your turn.
Exactly.
Because that could heavily change what they go for. And make it more difficult for you.
It's technically, you're not supposed to be,
Yeah, technically, you're not supposed to be doing that at all. But here, it's a friendly match. It's whatever. But definitely wouldn't recommend that in a larger
regionals
tournament
or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely not there.
So Jay at least went for 1 crushing, missed it, but was able to pull out the Flare Grunt. So he was able to discard the energy attached to the Xerneas. And right now, Dane's bench, has a lot of energy.
His bench is ready. He just needs to get something into the active that can make good use of that.
So it looks like the card they did draw earlier was a Lysander. So he Lysanders up the Sylveon with no energy. But Jay did already see that coming, because he already has the energy. And so while he won't be able to use his other attacks, Jay will be able to... Looks like he went for the handiwork again and got double tails. He got snake eyes. So I think that's the third time against Dane that he is double tails on a handiwork.
Man.
I mean, imagine if those were heads. I think he's done it 3 times, which, you know,
that'd be
12 cards gone. Looks like he's just going to Magical Ribbon, grabs a DCE. Let's see what else. Grabs. Looks like he's eyeing a Puzzle of Time. I think that was Olympia. I'm not quite sure. It's hard to tell at this angle. But he definitely grabbed a DCE, which means that next turn he'll be able to attach to his Sylveon and either bump 2 of Dane's Pokemon or just attack for 110. Looks like he grabbed, I think that's a Max Potion? Delinquent? Something like that. So it looks like Dane just passed for his turn. Jay attaches the DCE to the active Sylveon. So
oh man, 3 puzzles.
Yeah, he has 3 puzzles. Now I wonder if that means if one of them's prized. Because if one of them's prized, that's practically a... Oh, that's big. So,
he is keeping him locked down. That's what we said. He has to keep him contained in order to win this matchup here.
And that's why you see in the Sylveon deck, you actually run usually around 3 delinquents, so that you can do exactly this. He waited till Dane had 2 cards in hand and discarded the 2 of them. While it's not the optimal because you're not discarding 3, but if you look at Dane's hand, he had 2 Ultra Balls. Next turn, he would have drawn the card and then Ultra Ball for something. Meanwhile, now he's once again just relying on top decks, and that's 2 Ultra Balls gone.
You know, that was a very smart play.
Mm-hmm. Now,
definitely how you want to go about it.
Yeah. The delinquent chain is real gross. You just have to make sure you have the stadiums to keep up with it, because, you know, generally the deck runs 4 stadiums, and if your opponent plays the stadiums, you can, you know, get it to a number where you can, you know, delinquent as many times as you want.
Mm-hmm. And definitely keeping those silent labs in play.
Yep. So,
oh my gosh.
Double tails again. This is impressive. Dane's, you know, luck right now. I don't know if it's good or bad, because...
I know it's a little bit of both. That's his only saving grace right now.
So, okay, so Jay decides to go with the attack to do 110, and it looks like he
top
decked the Sycamore.
There we go.
So,
let's see.
It's time.
Will this save him?
To be honest, he didn't even get that much.
He's got the break. Looks like an elixir. Not much beyond that.
Yeah, if he had gotten an energy, maybe an Ultra Ball, it would have been good. But right now, he can just attach a Spirit Link. He has a Max Elixir, but there's nothing really he wants to put the energy on. You don't want to put too much energy onto that damaged Gardevoir, because at the end of the day, it's gonna die. But it looks like he is going for the Max Elixir.
Oh, he does run a Shaman, okay.
Yep, he runs a Shaman, and he whiffed on the Max Elixir. I mean, it's not really surprising considering how much energy's out and how much Jay has discarded.
True, but it was a nice hope.
Yeah, it's always good to get more energy out. Where he would have put it, I'm not quite sure. Maybe on the Hoopa. Oh, they fixed the damage. I don't know when they did it.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing earlier.
Yeah. But we were right.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
So it looks like Jay goes for the Lysander on the Hoopa. I think at this point you kind of... I don't know if you want to stall him out. So what he's doing is he's bumping the Lele and the Gardevoir. So that was, I think, 5 energies back to Dane's hand. And so...
And with the Silent Lab still out, the Lele's not gonna
do anything. And, you know, even right now,
Oh, but he does have the Fairy Garden.
The Fairy Garden's big, so he would have to attach to the Hoopa, or the Hoopa. He could get rid of the Silent Lab, put down the Fairy Garden, retreat the Hoopa. It's a tough play. Right, okay, so he's just going to attach to the Gardevoir. I think he's just going to play a little passive. Get his board set up before he throws down that Fairy Garden, because that's probably his last one.
It may very well be.
Because if it's his last one, that's if he were to lose that means no more free retreat.
And potentially Silent Lab until he delinquents again.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's stuck under that. No Shamans, no Lele's.
Yep. Now he does hit the max elixir, but his deck's pretty small.
It's starting to get pretty thin.
I think Jay has a fair amount more cards.
Oh, yes.
So you VS Seekers. Now, what is he going to go for? Okay, I like the N.
Yes.
Right now,
because you don't want to discard all those energies.
You definitely don't want to discard those energies in this hand. Despite the fact that you had a ton of cards, it wasn't very good.
Yeah. This also replenishes his deck, bulks it up a little bit more.
Yeah, you don't need to have 5 energies in hand. It allows you to hit your max elixirs a little bit better, because I think he's only used 2 or 3. And it makes sure that, that's a lot better. Well, he does have a Sycamore, so another max elixir. If he doesn't,
there we go.
He's definitely going to hit it now.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I think the big problem right now is that Dane doesn't have that Mega Gardevoir. I think one of them's prized, and then he discarded one earlier. And I don't know how much recovery he runs. But it looks like he's just going to pass.
A third Sylveon right there.
Yeah, just, if Dane's able to get a Mega Gardevoir out and knocks out a Sylveon, he'll have, he'll be able to put one up that doesn't have a DC. Because that DC is pretty important right now. Because right now he can get knockouts on the Hoopa and the Gardevoir.
That'll be really good for Jordan. He's thinking about it.
So hopefully he doesn't play that Lele. I don't think he was planning on it, but... So he attaches to the Hoopa. Doesn't have a Fairy Garden. And Lysander's not all that useful in this situation. You can Lysander out the Sylveon with only 1 energy. And that prevents him from knocking out your Hoopa. But
beyond that,
it's not. So. Yep. So he did a no-no there. He tried a Lele during the Silent Lab, which So it looks like that's what he's going to do. He's just going to Lysander out the Sylveon with only 1 energy. So Dane put himself in a bad situation.
And I'm pretty sure Jordan has some delinquents, at least a delinquent in his hand. I think he pulled one off on that last magical ribbon. So
he does have a delinquent.
He may be at the mercy of the delinquents again.
Yeah. He also does have in his hand an Olympia. If he wants to,
retreat, get that knockout.
Yeah, he can go. He can start being
pull
aggressive.
It back,
And he has Dane has 2 cards in hand, I think. So he's VS Seeker for the Flare Grunt, or the...
Oh, we got at least...
The handiwork.
1. Oh.
I think that's game. I think that's the only Gardevoir, the only Mega Gardevoir that Dane had left.
Man. A VS Seeker is nice. Alright. We'll find out. There's not a lot left in his deck, so depending on what he gets.
So it looks like he's just going to VS Seeker for an N, play the N. But, I mean, Jordan has, a lot of cards. Dane does not. And I think right now, in order for his Xerneas break to be useful, he would have to attach 2 energies to it and somehow get the Hoopa out of the active. He does have the Wally in hand. He hasn't attached for turn, so he can, choose to attach the Hoopa to retreat it, or he can attach it to one of his...
Yep, that's what he's going for.
He's going to retreat it. Yep, put up the Gardevoir. I think its second attack is 120.
Now, does he have that 3rd Mega? Because he could do the...
Well, right now, because he doesn't... He discarded the Spirit Links. Or, Jay field blowered them.
True.
So I believe it's it's 120, and you discard 1 energy attached to your active. So Jay goes for the Skull Grunt, discarding 1 energy, and Dane's in a tough situation. Okay, so Jay attaches to the Sylveon, retreats it into the one that has a fairy and a DCE. So right now he can go for 2 things. He can.
Oh, he did pull a stadium. It looked like. Oh, I know that was. I just saw it when he was shuffling. He didn't pull one. But there is another stadium in there.
There is another stadium.
So he's got that hope for him.
I think he VS Seekered. Yes, somebody VS Seekered. Yeah, so it looks like Jay went for the Magical Ribbon, and then Dane just VS Seekered for an N. Dane was able to attach to the Gardevoir. Looks like he's just going to do 100, or is it 100? It's 100. I think it's 120. But VS Seekered for. Oof. So yeah, he VS Seekered for the Handiwork, discarded 2 cards, and that is game.
I wonder if they know they have those nice big red dice for us to see the.
They are supposed to be using those, but you know, we'll tell the next group to do that. So that is game. I thought it was 4 rounds. Oh well. So right now, Dane. It's 1-1. Moving on to game 3. How much time do we have left?
We have. Right at 15 minutes.
Right at 15. So
they've been doing good, keeping the pace.
Yeah.
So Dane needs to hope that he does not get stalled like that again.
Yes.
That was just horrible for him.
Yeah.
And then Jordan needs to hope he can do that again. Just get that control down on him. Because that's exactly what we said you need to play in this matchup. Is just slow that deck down so that you can just keep control of them.
Yep. The huge part was, Dane not having that Mega Gardevoir. Having one of them prized and discarding one of them meant that, and I believe he only plays 3. Either that or he had 2 prized. Basically, he only had 2 in his deck, and, he can't hit those big numbers. He can do the 120 discarding 1 energy, but in this matchup, you don't want to be discarding energy for no reason. Looks like Dane's gonna. Oh, so Jordan was able to get an EV off of his first go through, so that's a surprise. Meanwhile, Dane's going to have to mulligan. If Jay is able to just sit back, make Dane have to waste his resources like he did last game, then Jay could pull this off. Dane, on the other hand, only really needs to, not have bad luck. I guess it's like, so it looks like Jay attaches, going to go for the Sylveon. I did see that Dane had a Hoopa in hand, which means he will be able to grab 3 EXs. It's really nice not having that Hoopa start for Dane. Dane has started Hoopa twice, and he only runs 1.
Wait, why did he draw a card?
He drew the card for his mulligan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Threw me for a loop there.
Yeah, they didn't really do that correctly, but all's well that ends well. I wonder what's in Jay's hand.
Got a switch.
So a Hex Maniac. So it's going to prevent Dane from using his Hoopa turn 1, which will slow him down a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. He still has other things to do in his hand. He does have that Fairy Garden in hand.
He's considering that Sycamore. Is it worth it?
So
he's going for it. Because he needs to win this.
Yeah, he needs to.
If he wants to win this championship, he needs to win this.
Yeah, I do not believe 15 minutes is enough for a long match. 15 minutes is a very short time for one match. While it is possible, it's, Dane needs to go fast. And so, getting rid of some of those resources like that Hoopa is an okay thing to do. He was able to hit the Max Elixir, attaching to his Gardevoir. The one in the active still doesn't have anything. let's see. He's got, I believe, a Mega Turbo, VS Seeker, a couple other things. Another Sycamore.
Oh, and another Hex.
Turn 2 Hex. I mean, I think right now, since Dane was able to get rid of, like, Dane discarded the Hoopa.
Oh, and so it's not going to matter what he gets on the magical ribbon.
Yeah.
Saves them a little bit of time.
Yep, so Dane's able to end, making sure that Jay's not able to, get his, handiworks and flare grunts, or another VS Seeker just to hex him again.
That was not the start he wanted, I'm sure, but...
I mean, Dane's in a decent situation, depending on what he gets off of this hand. So he gets the energy so he can start doing... He at least attached to the active. So that's what he's going to do. Does not look like he has... Yeah, he doesn't have a Fairy Guard, so he won't be able to retreat this turn, because I believe Gardevoir has a 2 retreat cost. So he's just going to max Elixir, getting more energy out. Getting ready to do tons of damage.
Now, I think I'd hold on to the Spirit Link, just knowing all the field blowers that are out there. Wait until next turn, see if he can pull that play before he does the Sycamore.
Yep. The field blower is a card that, before, after Xerosic and... Well, not Xerosic. Starling Megaphone was taken out of the format. You didn't really have to worry about attaching your tools. You could just attach them and not really worry too much.
Right, and that...
But now
Garbodor loved that.
Yeah. So now, but it's a very, basically all decks are going to be running at least one field blower. And stuff like the Gardevoir...
Now here, I don't know if this affected his card choices. I didn't really see what his first card was. But he went ahead and started his turn and attached that. Had he not done that, Jay maybe would have grabbed a field blower. That could have been the case. I don't know if he did or not, or if that even affected if he played with that mentality. But that's an example of a situation where you don't want to play your turn until your opponent draws the cards that they want, because that could easily change that up. So although now it doesn't really matter with the Mega, but just something to keep in mind.
So he does Ultra Ball into the Mega Gardevoir. He only has 2 energies attached, but it looks like he might have a Mega Turbo in hand. Yep,
he does. There we go.
So he does have enough energy to attack. Right now he's going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, and the Shaman.
Shaman for 4. Now he can't retreat unless he were to find a Fairy Garden, but...
and just end the turn there, all right.
So his Shaman...
But he has his Megas out. That's important.
His Shaman went to the discard pile. Wait.
What?
I don't know why he discarded the Shaman.
I don't think he realizes he discarded the Shaman.
I don't think he did either. But Jay did Field Blower, getting rid of the... I think it was just the Spirit Link. But Dane did end his turn by putting on that other Mega Gardevoir.
That Mega, yeah.
So that Mega Gardevoir, forget what the attack is called.
Well,
it's 110 plus every...
he has that... Although, Lysandering that up and knocking it out probably wouldn't be his best choice, because that would give Dane the opportunity to pull up that fully loaded Mega Gardevoir. I can't talk. So, probably wouldn't be his choice anyway, but I hope they know... Hope they remember about that Shaman, because it's gone, it's buried now.
Okay, so looks like... Oh, that's a very good play by Jay. So he Lysandered up the Xerneas, and then... So that's... Now the Field Blower makes sense.
Yeah, and actually, now that Shaman is incredibly relevant... Oh, no, okay.
It's not... it would still be on the bench.
If he... be on the bench, if he could...
Yeah, but so... Jay was able to send both the Mega Gardevoirs back, and since neither of them had a Spirit Link attached to them, Dane's going to have to pass his... he's going to have to end his turn by evolving them. Or what it looks like he might be doing is instead going for a... kind of just putting energies on the Gardevoirs and evolving into a Xerneas Break.
That could be his alternative.
Yeah, because he attached to the Xerneas for this turn. But the question is, what else is he going to do? It looks like he had a Sycamore in hand. You don't want to Sycamore that away.
That's a lot of resources.
Yeah, it's a lot of energies, a lot of Mega Gardevoirs. So it looks like he's going to Lysander up the Eevee with no energy or anything, but Jay does have 2 energies in hand, so it's nothing crazy. And then he's just going to Geomancy, attaching 2 energies to his Gardevoirs. Looks like he's looking through his deck to see what he has left. You know, trying to decide, you know...
Yep, that's what he wants to do. But he can't. Could be Energy Evolution, but he knew that.
Yep. Because, I mean, if... That's one of the great things about the Sylveon deck, is Dane can knock out that Eevee, he takes 1 prize card. Oh, darn. Like, Jay still has the one on the bench with the energies attached, so he's in a perfectly fine situation. And meanwhile, Dane's going to have to, you know, it makes his ends not as impactful as they would be. And so, Jay goes for Eevee's attack, which is, who knows what it's called, but it's, for 1 energy, you flip a coin, and if heads, you draw a card. Plain simple. Allows him to, you know, get a free card. Dane's I think he's gonna go for the Xerneas Break.
That would be a smart play to do. Yep. All right, there he goes.
So it looks like at the end of his turn, or when he was Geomancing, he also looked for that Xerneas Break to make sure that was in there.
Yes.
So now
which is an incredibly smart thing to do. You always want to check your deck, see what resources are prized, see what you actually have to work with.
Yes.
Whenever you can.
Now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energies attached.
7.
7. He's going to be doing 140 damage, which, while is very good for Dane, Jay runs max elixirs. It's going to be, you know, he's going to have to find more damage. And then Jay goes for the Flare Grunt, discarding 1 energy.
And now they are just at 5 minutes. So hopefully one of them can end this quickly. Otherwise it's going to end in another tie.
Yeah, it might be another tie.
The second game took much longer than their first game.
Yes.
I think that first one only took about 10, 12 minutes tops. So they are definitely running down the clock.
Yep, looks like Jay did grab the red card. He might be going for the red card delinquent combo, or he might just be going just to, you know, keep Dane's hand size small. Dane goes for the Lily, drawing up to 6 cards. Oof. Looks like he drew a lot of supporters. That's just about it. Now he does have enough energies to attack, and he has an energy in hand. So he's still doing. Yeah, so he's just.
Jay needs to get something.
He's doing the 140. I think Jay. So he's red carding.
All right, that's smart.
Now hopefully he does have a max. He should have a max potion in hand.
All right.
So he's going for the energy discard.
He did get it, all right.
So he was able... Okay. So you definitely take it off of the active Xerneas. Yep.
Let's see, what does he have?
So, okay, that's a very good play. So now, you know, Dane doesn't have any more energies in hand. He can't attack. And, yep, max potion.
There's the max potion, okay.
All right, good. I was about to say, if Jay did not have a max potion, that'd be real bad.
All right, now he's playing the stall game.
Yeah.
But he's not going to have time to finish this, I don't think.
I think at this point, Jay's kind of just going for the tie. I don't think Jay can really do anything.
I don't know if they know how much time they have left, but I'm certain they know it's getting close to the end.
Yeah. So I think at this point, you know, it's just... Jay's just got to stall, you know, make sure he doesn't lose. Because, I mean... Ooh! Excuse me? Okay.
Okay.
He attached a Mega Gardevoir as a tool.
All right.
So let's see. So Dane has only 1 energy on the Xerneas, and I believe it's a 2 retreat cost. So he's kind of stuck there.
Now, did he attach?
He did not attach for this turn. So he could attach to the Xerneas and discard it. And he could retreat, discarding the 2, but then he would only be doing 150 damage. If he were to...
He's definitely doing some math in his head over there.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes remaining.
I think
Dane doesn't have a lot of time left. Oh, because he's trying to count, because he'll lose 2 energies on that attack.
Yep.
If he retreats, so... Alright, let's see. Does he have... There's the max potion.
So that was a good top deck for Jay. Double puzzle.
Ooh. Ooh, he's going for it.
So he's only doing one right now. He wants to see what he gets.
All right, there it is. All right, that's one.
Now, do you want to go just try to get both of the... Oh, that's really bad.
That is really rough for him. With a minute and a half left, let's see. Oh, and another max potion?
Yeah, with another max potion in hand, Dane will have to one-shot the Sylveon.
Which, I don't know if we're going to be able to see this.
Yeah. That's a good play.
Oh. Getting rid of the energy. This might end in a tie.
Yep. Because right now, Dane doesn't have any... With the Silent Lab, he can't use the Lele in hand. He only has about 8 cards. Has a Lysander... couple other things. I just don't think there's much he can do. He can get that Xerneas out of the active as it is right now. And even if he were to get out of the active, Jay would just max potion next turn.
I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know he has another max potion in there.
No, yeah.
And that's just a really good hand, but...
But then again, when it comes to Sylveon, you can just kind of assume he does.
True.
Because, you know, he's searching 3 cards of his choice every turn if he doesn't do damage.
Oh, wow, and Dane only has 2 cards left, so Jay might win this. I did not notice how thin Dane's deck is. He may very well finish this in the +2, or in the +3.
So he has...
He's got the Megas ready. He just needs to get them out.
So he has 6 energies attached.
Uh-oh. Oh. 1. Oh.
I think it was double tails.
Oh, that was a 3, so not a 2.
So that
all right,
means...
and their time is right now.
You want to go tell him?
I'll do this. I'll go let them know.
So right now they're at so Dane's at turn 0 for Pokemon. You know, just for those who don't know, the way overtime works is whoever, you know, when time is called, whoever's turn it is turn 0. Then you have 3 turns, and if no one wins in that time, it results in a tie. And as it is right now, I think the only way Dane can win is by going for the just knocking out that Sylveon in one turn. But the question is, can he do it? With 1 card remaining in deck, he has 5 prizes, so who knows what those are. In his hand, he's got a Sycamore, a Gardevoir, an Energy. So right now, what Dane really needs is that Fairy Garden. But he doesn't have it in hand. And even if he were, he would have... No, if he were to have a Fairy Garden, he would win. And I think...
And there's no way for him to win.
Oh.
And...
For the memes.
That was a 4?
Yeah.
And that was the Fairy Garden.
So the Fairy Garden. So if Dane had drawn that card, he would have won that match.
Just, if they were shuffled the other... Oh my gosh.
Because he would have had 7 cards, or 7 energies out, with the Fairy Garden retreating the Xerneas, keeping the energy, and he would have done 210.
That would have been enough. That would have done it.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been... Attach, Sycamore, draw the last card, switch it. That would have probably won him.
I don't know if he had the supporter for that turn.
I don't know. Yeah. They were pointing to it. I'm assuming he could have played that.
He could have.
So. Oh my gosh, those prizes.
Those prizes.
Oh my gosh.
3 energies and 2 VS Seekers.
All right. Well, oh my gosh.
That was nuts.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, he just needed to have, you know, better luck, and he would have drawn that Fairy Garden, and he would have won.
Just 1 card away.
Yeah, it's real rough. He had 2 games in which, you know, he had to dump a lot of resources. You know, I remember, like, I think it was either turn 1 or turn 2, he had to dump a Fairy Garden.
He had dumped the Fairy Garden. He dumped the Hoopa. It was just. It's what he had to do. That wasn't a.
Oh no! It's when you're going up against Sylveon. One of your main strategies is just knocking out when they only have 1 active, or just the 1 active and nothing on the bench. You just want to go for that knockout as quickly as possible, because otherwise they just, you know, they have 3 Sylveons out and 4 max potions in their deck. They're just gonna heal it, retreat.
It's just a big wall. You can't get around it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're discarding your energy. They're discarding your cards. It makes it very difficult to recover for something like that. So yeah, Dane just got really unlucky with that, and so that ends round 3, which is our last round.
I believe so. We're gonna go down, check out just the end of the match. Check out the winners.
Mm-hmm.
We might come back, give a few closing thoughts, just talk about what we enjoyed watching today, which we did get to see a lot of Sylveon, which was nice seeing that
lot of Sylveon,
how that plays, which I think it'll be a big deck in the future. So it was nice to get to see that play.
Yep.
So we'll be back here in just a few more minutes, and we'll have some closing thoughts.
All right, stay tuned.